Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that beautiful weather window today. Looking down from our Bear Mountain camera, looking down at Lake Chelan up in the beautiful Chelan Valley. And what a day to be up there with temperatures upper 70s and lower 80s today. We do see some cloud cover on our shot there, and that did keep our temperatures down somewhat. We thought we might get into more the middle and maybe upper 80s, but still not a bad day today. And temperatures are going to continue to be on the rise as we move through the end of the week and into the weekend. As you can see there today, about 85, didn't quite make that, but close. 90 tomorrow, and then 90 in Wenatchee once again on Saturday, and even warmer than that for you folks in Moses Lake by Saturday. Your high temperature at 96. And we have more weather information coming your way a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The Windmill restaurant's reopening plans Wednesday night didn't last long. 2 people are charged in a December hit and run that left a man seriously injured, and a 3rd person is implicated. And an 18-year-old Wenatchee man earned a 9-month sentence Wednesday for trying to influence a robbery victim's testimony. But first, we begin tonight. After hours of court argument, a Chelan County judge must now determine whether a lawsuit to end the COVID-19 state of emergency can go forward and whether it will be heard in Chelan County at all. Local plaintiffs, including 4 Wenatchee City Council members, want Governor Jay Inslee's emergency proclamations ended so local business can reopen during the pandemic. The state says the lawsuit, one of 4 filed in various counties, is without merit, and in any case, it should be heard in Thurston County. That's where the governor signed the order. Judge Kristen Ferreira, who was recently diagnosed with COVID-19, heard the case from her home via Zoom. We gathered some of those highlights.
There is irreparable harm to anyone from impositions on constitutional liberties. Every day that you can't assemble or can't worship or can't freely move about is a harm, and it's a time can't be recovered and run backwards. So the harm, obviously, in the pleadings is ongoing, and every bit of delay increases that harm. We know that there, in fact, is a novel infectious disease in this community, as there is everywhere around the state and the world. But the Chelan County Douglas Health Board says we have the legal right, the legal obligation, and the absolute ability to address this. And if and when we address it, we will do it in a manner that imposes fewer restrictions on these plaintiffs. And that is an immediate benefit and an immediate reduction, at least, in the harm that they're suffering.
This is a case in which the governor has relied on science, data, and epidemiology, and has exercised the discretion granted to him by law in a way that these plaintiffs, for perfectly understandable reasons, are uncomfortable with, don't like. In our response to the motion, we pointed out that Chelan at that point was number 5 in new instances among the states, among the counties within a 2-week period. I asked for an update of that information before the hearing this morning, and the circumstance now is that conditions in Chelan County have actually deteriorated. Chelan County is now number 2 in the state for the rapid spread of the COVID-19 virus, behind only Yakima County, where there is a major outbreak. It's one of the hotspots in the western United States right now.
These issues impact people deeply in their health and in their livelihoods and their homes and their community. And I don't want to, in any of the rulings, I hope that everybody realizes that the court has to make decisions based on the law and the law that's been presented to the court from the parties. So I'm intending to do that both for everything that is presented in front of me, and I want to make sure that that's really clear. This is not, I think that there's some concern just from some of the things that I've read in the pleadings that there's some political issues here, and the court does not interject in political issues. The court is going to decide the case on the law.
Supporters of the lawsuit rallied to endorse an end to the stay home, stay healthy executive order, but they'll have days to wait for a decision. Ferreira scheduled a hearing at 2 p.m. Monday to announce whether she'll grant the plaintiff's restraining order. Well, the Windmill Restaurant's reopening plans on Wednesday night didn't last long, as owner Kevin Smith said shortly after the Wenatchee restaurant opened that the State Liquor and Cannabis Board threatened to revoke his liquor license. In-restaurant dining is not allowed during Phase 1 of Governor Jay Inslee's Stay Home, Stay Healthy order, but Smith had been vocal in his plans to defy that order. His reopening did draw several supporters with signs outside the restaurant, including initiative activist and governor candidate Tim Eyman. Smith said his reopening was not a protest of Inslee, but an effort to help his business survive. 2 people are charged in a December hit and run that left a man seriously injured, and a third person is implicated. East Wenatchee police say witnesses identified 21-year-old James Harold Shepard of Wenatchee as the driver who displayed a pistol during a road rage incident on Grant Road in East Wenatchee, then purposely ran over the driver when he got out of his vehicle in the 700 block. The victim suffered broken legs. Police arrested Shepard Monday after police identified him from vehicle information and witness statements. Douglas County prosecutors charged him yesterday with vehicular assault. Police say his 21-year-old girlfriend was in Shepard's vehicle during the December 18th incident. She's not been charged. An 18-year-old Wenatchee man earned a 9-month sentence on Wednesday for trying to influence a robbery victim's testimony. Brian Solis sent threatening Snapchat messages to a victim who robbed last year by Alan Meza Duarte, also 18 years old, who's now serving 366 days in prison. Solis sent messages including a picture of the victim himself and a message that read, "Free my homie." He pleaded guilty to a count of witness tampering. Coming up next, fire officials say kids playing with matches started a small grass and brush fire south of Chelan last night. Grant County, which last weekend was approved to move to Phase 2 of Governor Jay Inslee's COVID-19 reopening plan, now has a mandate requiring face coverings in most public places. And the Orondo School District has hired its new superintendent, and he's a familiar face right here in North Central Washington. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
With PUD rebates, we'll give you money to upgrade your house and reduce your energy footprint.
The rebates are real. Visit conservationmakessense.org to learn more.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In another news, fire officials say kids playing with matches started a small grass and brush fire south of Chelan Wednesday night. Chelan Fire and Rescue said the fire burned to within 100 feet of structures, but their crews were quickly able to knock down and contain the blaze. The fire was first reported shortly after 6:30 p.m. in the area of South Bradley Street and Prospect Street near the Butte Trail. Mop-up work was completed within an hour of fire crews first arriving. Grant County, which last weekend was approved to move to Phase 2 of Governor Jay Inslee's COVID-19 reopening plan, now has a mandate requiring face coverings in most public places. Grant County Health Health Officer Dr. Alexander Berezny issued the directive on Wednesday, saying a sudden surge in cases could put the county back in phase 1. The directive applies to any indoor or confirmed public setting where a person will be within 6 feet of another individual who does not share the same household. That includes grocery stores, pharmacies, places that sell food and beverages, retail outlets, hairdressers, nail salons, barber shops, public transportation, and more. Berezny did not say how the mandate would be enforced, but urged and asked residents and visitors to assist in the effort. Grant County reported 2 new cases of coronavirus on Wednesday after reporting 7 new cases on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Orondo School District has hired its new superintendent, and he's a familiar face in north central Washington. Steve McKenna, who previously was the superintendent at both the Cascade School District in Leavenworth and Chelan School District, was hired by the Orondo School Board at its meeting on Tuesday. McKenna also is a Chelan County PUD commissioner. He replaces Ismail Vivanco, who left in March to become the superintendent of the Mount Vernon School District. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News, and coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Aging and Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging and Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home-delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700. It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Congresswoman and pediatrician Kim Schreier says there has to be oversight of how the nation spends its pandemic dollars. In tonight's features story and in the last of our 3-part conversation, the 8th District Democrat spoke to NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins about congressional action, contact tracing, and the way we live now under COVID-19.
So there is a special committee designed for coronavirus pandemic oversight. So basically, how is this handled? We are spending trillions of dollars, and we need to make sure that those dollars are going to the right place. And so this is going to require tremendous oversight to make sure that there's no corruption. I mean, there's always somebody who wants to game the system. We're seeing that right now in our state with the unemployment benefits, that there are scammers left and right who are trying to file unemployment claims because they know there's money there. And so this will require tremendous oversight. And so that there is a bipartisan committee that will be working on that, and there's independent oversight as well.
So a vocal minority nationwide, also here in Washington State, is expressing distrust of contact tracing, distrust of mask wearing, an opposition to the closure of public gathering places. You're a legislator as well as a doctor, so what's your input on that question?
I think it's really important to understand that we're all in this together. We're all in this together as Americans. We're all in this together globally, because none of us will be safe until the world essentially is safe. And we all have a vaccine rolled out to protect us from what is a very mysterious, very contagious, and unpredictably deadly virus. This is a virus I don't want to get. I'm wearing a mask. All of my colleagues, most of my colleagues in Congress were wearing a mask. Everybody on the plane was wearing them. I think one of the problems here is that we've lost the ethic of kind of serving our country, of doing something for the public, for the general good. We haven't really been called on to do any degree of sacrifice since World War II. And I'm speaking broadly for the entire American public. I'm not speaking about our military that sacrifices. I'm just saying for the general population, we haven't been asked to really step up. And these are minor asks. I mean, there was a minor ask to stay home so we don't spread this disease and overwhelm our healthcare system to save lives. It's a minor imposition to put on a mask so that if you happen to be a person who is exposed and could be just pre-symptomatic with this disease, you don't spread it to other people in the supermarket. That's not a big ask. And I don't believe it's a big ask to, if you happen to come down with this disease, to have somebody call you and say, hey, let me help you make a list of all the people you've been in close touch with over the past so and so many days, so we can call them and ask them to stay home until we know that they're safe to be out. I mean, these are small asks, and this is how we all feel safer, and it's how we get our economy back up and running. And so I would just ask people to think about the greater good and the reason we're doing it. We don't really care what restaurant you went to. We just care if you were next to somebody else who might be at risk for getting this disease or who might have given it to you.
All right, time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, how about a beautiful look at Lake Chelan? This coming to us from our Bear Mountain Sky-Fi Tower camera. That's up in the beautiful Lake Chelan area. And you can see a great day to be up that way. What a day to be on the lake boating with temperatures beautiful in the lower 80s. A few clouds that kept our temperature down, but unofficially it got pretty warm out there today compared to where we should be for this time of year. High temperature at Pangbourne Airport today, unofficially at 86 degrees, so it was a warm one. 74 is our normal high temperature for this time of year. 54 is where we were this morning. 52 is our normal low temperature. 94 record high back in 1983, and 41 our record low, and that was set back in 1998. Sunrise at 5:10, and the sun will set tonight at 8:47. As we kick it into gear and check out our Friday weather forecast, temperatures will continue to be on the rise. We talked about that at the start of our newscast, and we're going to promise some warmer temperatures for Friday. How about 93 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 92 for Quincy and Wenatchee, 91 in Ellensburg, also for you folks in Kashmir, and we'll see 91s up our Highway 97 corridor all the way into Omak with lots of sunshine. Tonight, mostly clear skies, light winds out there, and mild temperatures. Here's our ridge of high pressure up and over the Pacific Northwest, and that means some very nice weather. We're also getting some help from this area of low pressure, which is dragging that warm, moist, humid air into our area. You'll feel that humidity begin to build up late on Friday, but not before we see temperatures, as we just mentioned, soar into the lower 90s, and that is all over central and eastern Washington. In fact, folks down in Tri-Cities could see mid to upper 90s for Friday. Then on Saturday, we'll stay on the warm side, but here's an area of low pressure right here, and there's one just to our south. That's going to bring that moisture up throughout the day. We'll see clouds increase. Then we'll see those towering cumulonimbus clouds, and that could bring us some thunderstorm activity. We've got an 80% chance of it on Saturday night. Some clearing skies on Sunday, and then mostly sunny in the afternoon for Sunday. We will see cooler daytime temperatures as our flow becomes more west and northwest this weekend. And then we'll begin another warming trend as we get into the first part of next week on Monday, partly cloudy and warmer as a weak ridge of high pressure once again begins to build over north central Washington. So temperatures once again lower to mid 70s on Monday, warming into the mid to upper 70s, maybe 80 on Tuesday. You can see Tri-Cities will be in the 80s for Tuesday. I think we'll make it too. And then Wednesday, even a little bit warmer than that. We'll see high temperatures under mostly sunny skies continue to be above normal into the lower 80s. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. 63 beautiful degrees overnight tonight. Get outside, do some camping in the backyard. 92 the high on Friday, 90 with a really good chance for thunderstorms. And folks, if you're outside, keep your eye on the sky late in the day on Saturday, early Saturday night. 73, so a big cool down on Sunday with mostly sunny skies. And then we begin a slow warm up once again. By Wednesday, temperatures near 80. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Gransrtrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Don't worry, all the fun is around the corner. There's no better time to get ready than now with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa Spring Sale. Stock Up and Save sale is now going on in-store and online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Even pool heaters are on sale. Financing available upon approval. Credit 24-month, no interest with equal payments. Stop by today or order online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Free water testing available in-store or curbside. Don't wait. The sale is going on now through June 1st.
Buick and GMC are here to help, to keep you going through these unprecedented times. If you need a vehicle, we're offering 0% financing for up to 84 months. Plus, you may have the option to shop online and take delivery at home with Shop, Click, Drive. If you need service, our certified technicians are ready to help. You can even schedule your appointment online. Together, we'll get through these uncertain times. Buick and GMC, we're here to help.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday, staying home and staying healthy. I'm Eric Gransrtrom on the NCWLIFE channel. The Seahawks certainly made a major shift in its offensive line in the offseason, letting 3/5 of their starters go. No longer with the team. They brought in 4 guys in free agency. They drafted another in the 3rd round. Through it all stands the veteran left tackle, Dwayne Brown. Entering his 13th season in the NFL, Brown says the changes are a sign of the business of football and not a reflection of the offensive line's productivity.
I don't think we've been, horrible up front, but, you had a lot of decisions that had to be made. Had a couple guys that were entering free agency. Could be salary cap casualties, with some guys, things like that. It's a lot that goes on, you know what I mean? And obviously, I miss the guys that were here that are no longer here, but it's a business. I've been in this long enough to know that I don't take anything personal. And I advise everyone else not to. And other than that, you have to be ready to go. Everyone landed on their feet in good situations, one is still healing from an injury, but other than that, you move on. You try to improve every year. You try to produce every year, and I think we got some solid guys that we brought in. I'm gonna do my best to bring them along, and learn from them and teach them as well, and that's all we can do.
Brown was drafted in the 1st round by Houston back in 2008. He came to Seattle in a midseason trade in 2018 and has settled in as a leader on the O-line ever since. He says the pandemic will make it tough on the younger players.
I think for rookies, just having no introduction at all to the NFL, you know what I mean? Not being able to be in a facility, to be around the players, to be in actual meetings, to be in a workout, to, kind of have any kind of OTAs to see how we go about our business. You just have to rely on information that you're given, and I've talked to a couple guys just about kind of what to expect once we are back and up and going. And, you know, for veterans that haven't been around, it's just a different culture. You know, you come from whatever team you're on, you kind of know what to expect year to year. So when you come to a new team, it's a different strength staff, it's a different training staff, you know, the different coaches, meetings are different, everything is different, you know, so you just don't have a feel for kind of what to expect and how things go. And so that's the main thing, you know, and it sucks, you know, not being able to do that. But that's the position we're in, you know, so we have to make do with what we have, you know. The thing about it is every team is dealing with it, you know, so, you know, we're just trying to do what we can to do what I can to try to fill them in as much as possible on what to expect when it's time to go. And once we go to training camp, you know, that's the most intense part of the off season, you know, so you don't really have a buildup. You don't have a buildup of workouts and meetings and kind of a walk through, jog through tempo of practice. You're going straight to pads and full speed, you know, so, you know, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but we're all competitors, we're all professionals, and, you know, we'll get it done.
Brown says he's not sure how many years he has left. He just wants to focus on 1 year at a time and one play at a time, and he's ready to be back again with the Seahawks this fall. Well, the pandemic couldn't stop NASCAR from returning to the track, but a tropical storm certainly can. NASCAR had to push its midweek cup race at Charlotte Motor Speedway scheduled for yesterday to today because of inclement weather. Tropical storm Bertha is the problem, providing rain and thunderstorms. Bertha has created a ripple effect on NASCAR's Xfinity race scheduled for Saturday at Bristol Motor Speedway. The race circuit announced it was moving that race to Monday to allow teams time to travel. Well, if you heard some loud noises up Fancher Heights last night, don't worry. It's just the first time race cars have been on the track at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. Thanks to the lessening of COVID restrictions in Washington, WVSO has held its first practice. That was last night. Another is planned for next Wednesday. WVSO manager Jerry Meander says they have extended next Wednesday's practice session from 5 to 9 o'clock at night, and concessions will be open for teams participating. Cost is $125 to practice per car, and teams are limited to 5 people. You can call for your reservation at 884-8592. Well, Hockey Night is another great game from our past coming up tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel. We're headed to the RBC Cup in May of 2018 as the Wenatchee Wild face the Chilliwack Chiefs in the first game of the championship tournament. Wenatchee was fresh off the Fred Page Cup and Doyle Cup wins and had high hopes to add another trophy to the case.
Looks for an option. Uchuk with a shot, bombed wide, rebound shot, score. And it's Jared Turcotte. And the Chiefs are on the board first. They lead it 1-0. Fights for it, back to the left point. Held in, shot, gets knocked down. There's a shot and a score! A.J. Vanderbeck. The original shot from the left point, and the rebound bounced off to the left-hand side. And Vanderbeck rifles it home. And Ernie Rodriguez signature howl on tape here at Prospera Center. Held in on the left side, feathered down low, loose in front, and then played by Modry. He cranks it around, and it rattles past T-Sink. And this game is going to be decided in sudden death overtime.
You can watch the game in its entirety. Our checker with a play-by-play tonight, 7 o'clock here on the NCWLIFE channel. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Gransrtrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. Appreciate you joining us. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being here and have a great night.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make